I accidentally dropped my cake in the parking lot and cried. My 14-year-old son took his own life on his birthday. I can't even begin to explain how it felt like. It was a massive shock. It's been just me and him for a very long time. His mother ran off with the man she was having an affair with a few years ago. Although she kept contact with him, she never had time for him. This made him sad, and I begged her multiple times to make an effort to spend time with him, but she was always busy. I can count on one hand how many times she has seen him after leaving us, and even then she had to rush somewhere. I did everything in my power to be there for him, but ultimately I couldn't replace his mom. Aside from missing her, my son was such a happy soul, always laughing and joking around. He did well in school and still enjoyed spending time with me. He was my pride and joy. Last year on his birthday, his mother was a no-show at his birthday party. After promising that she would come, she did not even bother to let us know. He realized that she wasn't coming after everyone had left, and he was disappointed. We had a long talk where I reassured him that I will always love him and be there for him no matter what. He picked a movie for us to watch and we ate some leftover cake. By the time we went to bed, he seemed like his usual self. My whole world came crashing down the next morning when I found him. I went on a downward spiral from there. Grief and guilt were consuming me. How could I have not seen it coming? I felt like the worst father in the world. I barely slept, barely ate and couldn't function. It felt like all I did was sit in his room and cry. I made so many mistakes at work that I was eventually let go. I had a hard time finding work and it was hard to keep afloat. I ended up having to live in my car. I was at my lowest. I remember eating half-eaten burger from a trash can outside of Wendy while feeling sorry for myself. This was my turning point. My son wouldn't want to see me like this. I wanted to make him proud. So I spent my days in the library sending out tons of job applications. I was relentless and finally I was able to get one. I ate once a day and worked all the time while saving up. This went on for months and eventually it paid off because I was recently able to save enough to get a place to stay. I am still grieving my son, but I'm better than right after he passed. I have joined an online support group and it is helpful. My former landlord has kept my belongings safe until I can settle part of my debt to him, which I can't wait for, because this includes my son's things. I decided to buy myself a cake to celebrate how far I had come. When I went back to my car from the grocery store, I tripped, and the cake slipped and fell on the ground. I stared down at it, and before I knew it, tears were running down my face. I did not buy another one. I just drove back home. It was more than just accidentally dropping a cake. It was the fact that the last time I had it was with my son. And it was also the last day I saw him alive.